Murang'a County, and we meet Mrs. Beth Muraya at her farm in Kandundu village tending to her biogas plant. Since she switched to biogas from firewood 3 years ago, she has never looked back.
I
went to a certain place and saw a colleague using biogas and decided to embark on production since I had a cow and a garden.
To embark on production, one must have at least 3 cows. The dung is collected and mixed with water to remove unsuitable matter, then stirred. The thick paste is passed through a tunnel into a deep pit next to the cowshed. The sludge is then compressed to fermentation until it emits the biogas that is later sent through green pipes channeled towards the residential house for cooking and lighting. The project cost her 120,000 shillings, approximately $1,400, but she has discovered that firewood is more costly in the long run.
Na tangu siku hiyo nimeona mambo mengi, maana sijawahi kununua gasi hata siku moja.
Since then, I have never bought gas again. When it becomes less, I simply prepare more dung to add. I also use the dung as manure.
Mavi, na hiyo mavi haipotei, maana hata ikija hapa inatumika kwa shamba.
Biogas is principally a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide, along with other trace gases. Biogas is eco-friendly as it is made of biodegradable material. Firewood, on the other hand, leads to depletion of forests. The current levels of dangerous gases in the atmosphere is rising because of human factors, and at the Cape Point station, monitoring of carbon dioxide, methane, and carbon monoxide takes place. The Global Atmospheric Watch Station here at Cape Point is the biggest in South Africa and is built partly on a rock with air inlet and several pieces of meteorological equipment mounted on a platform and exposed to the sea on top of a cliff. The other stations in Africa are located in Mount Kenya and Algeria, their locations based on height.
That is one of the reasons these stations are placed in a global network, is because country emissions are not located just within that country, and each country can affect the neighboring and also far more distant countries from them. So it's important to have a global coverage of total emissions to the atmosphere.
In the control tower, all atmospheric gases measured are relayed through transmission gadgets.
It's important to realize that the pollution or the gases that we measure at the station doesn't necessarily have its origin around the site here. Pollution really knows no boundaries, and we need to be considerate of what we actually put into the atmosphere for our neighboring countries and also our other hemispheric partners.
UNEP's emissions gap report, launched ahead of the UN climate conference in Warsaw, confirms that current pledges by individual countries to limit emissions by 2020 would lead to a global temperature increase of about 3.5 to 4% warming by 2100 unless emissions are reduced. By choosing to use biogas over firewood, Mrs. Muraya is contributing to the reduction in emissions, especially for Kenya, whose rate of forest depletion has been alarming. She has also empowered her employees. And back to the watch station, the impact of climate change has extended not only to the land, but also the sea.
It's been noted that many fish species have moved south from the east coast of Africa, and they're now occurring in greater abundance off KwaZulu-Natal, off Durban and places like that.
The Global Atmospheric Watch Center, located here at Cape Point, is one of the few strategic positions in Africa which send reports to the World Meteorological Organization. Data emanating here is concrete proof of rising levels of emissions, and experts say it's up to governments to create their own local mechanisms to help reduce climate footprints. Rosalia Omungo at Cape Point in South Africa.